Hey guys, thanks for clicking on the video. I just wanted to quickly share something that I have a very strong opinion on, and that is that I think that the Game Pass is one of the best things to ever happen to gaming. I didn't always think that way. Once upon a time, I didn't. I thought, hey, yeah, that's pretty cool, but it's rental, it's game rental. I can't be doing with rental. I need to own my games. But it's one of the best things to ever happen to gaming, just like free games. Now I know we moan about them, Fortnite, Call of Duty, Warzone, Apex Legends. I mean, they each have their fans, of course, but a lot of people also then moan about them. But if all this was around when I was a kid in the 90s, then I would have played so much more. My family were we weren't like absolutely poor, but we were poor. We didn't have a lot of money at all in the 90s, and when I wanted video games, or me and my brother wanted video games, we had to wait for birthdays, for Christmas, or for any kind of, like, in case my mother and father had some extra money and we were good or whatnot, you know. So I always remember, if I wanted a new game, or if I wanted the new console, for example. I still remember when our PlayStation broke. Wanted another one, of course, and we had to wait because my mother was paying for something off on a catalogue, so paying monthly for something interest free, and we had to wait for her to finish paying that off so she'd get us a PS1. So we went from the PlayStation, the PSX I think it's called, and then we went down to the little PS1, and then we got that game, and we got that console, and then carried on from there. And you know, but unfortunately, you know, there was a lot of families in worse situations who, whilst I had the PlayStation, bearing in mind I had the PlayStation a couple of years, I picked up the PlayStation in '97, a couple of years after its initial launch. I was always a couple of years behind. Didn't have an NES until 1991. Never had a Super Nintendo. Then I had Sega Mega Drive 2, and literally for my Sega Mega Drive 2 had two games for a long time. I had Sonic the Hedgehog 2, which came with the console, and I had this Mega Games all-in-one, which had Columns, Streets of Rage, Golden Axe, MotoGP, and International Soccer, I believe. Don't get me wrong, looking back on them now, it's like, that's a great selection of games right there, minus the soccer and the MotoGP. Sports games aren't really my thing. But then eventually I got Toe Jam and Earl, Escape from Planet Funkatron. I picked that up from a bargain bin, and I grabbed another couple of games, and etc, and it rolled on. And then I got the PlayStation, which came with 7 games, and it blew my mind, and kind of stuck with the same games for a long time. And then you've got the Game Pass. You've got hundreds of games across PC and Xbox that are just there for you to download and play, as long as obviously you pay the subscription. But even like the subscription here is what, £11 a month? For £11 a month, that's pretty much 2 brand new games a year, and you get access to hundreds. A lot of people make the argument and say, oh, it's just full of older games. Yes and no, but don't forget, some of the older games are fantastic. A lot of games released these days are shite. I mean, pretty much broken on release, need to be patched up to hell. Some of them still don't even work. Cyberpunk, you know, just because a lot of them are older games and you've played them doesn't mean everybody's played them. There's always somebody worse off, and there's always somebody who can't afford it, or if somebody's younger. But of course, you always get the arrogant people online that keep going, oh dude, if you're too broke to afford 60 quid. Some people are too broke to afford 60 quid. I can't buy every single brand new game that comes out. All my games are bought second hand, as cheap as I can get them. I have 2 young children, a house, and 2 cars. And I have a okay paid job here in the UK, but seriously, it's so expensive to live here that I'm not awash with money. It's depressing. You get paid and you get X amount, and after your bills go out, you have X amount left. And you have to divvy that up between food and, you know, all that kind of jazz. So it's not always easy for everybody to, you know, to afford to buy every brand new game coming out. That's why with the Game Pass it's so fantastic, because you have access to all of it, including games with such longevity, like the Master Chief Collection, which is one of the best gaming multiplayer first-person shooter collections ever. I'm going to make a separate video on that one. And you also have like Gears of War, all the Gears of Wars. You have the Forza games. You have the Fable trilogy from the 360, and they're going to be making a new one. And that's the thing, every single new Xbox game comes out Game Pass day one, as well as third-party games. A lot of them come out on Game Pass. There are some games like I can't remember, Scarlet Nexus, I think it's called. It came out on like a few months before, and they said, oh, it's not coming to Game Pass. People bought it, and then it went to Game Pass a few months later, and I'm so glad it did, because it's not as good as I thought it was going to be. So I'm glad I didn't spend the money. But hopefully I'm not alone in thinking that the Game Pass is such a great idea. It's not a detriment to gaming. If anything, it's a boon to gaming. It's giving other people who can't afford to buy new games the opportunity to play games they otherwise wouldn't want to risk spending the money on. I'm quite amazed I got that in myself. But please let me know in the comments what you think. Do you love the Game Pass? Do you hate the Game Pass? Each to their own at the end of the day, but this is just what I think. But thank you very much for watching the video, and I'll catch you on the next one.